secondary bronchus, tertiary bronchus. Those are there. Bronchioles, where the bronchus disappears into this sac of alveoli, that's the bronchiole. The last bit of it is a terminal bronchus. Over here, you can see it a little better. So this is the bronchiole comes down, and then as it disappears into here, inside of this sac, it's called an alveolar duct. Just outside of it, it's called the terminal bronchus. Just to confuse the students. So down inside, it's an alveolar duct, and so this hole is an alveolar duct. This is an alveolar sac.
These little white things are the sacs?
Each one is an alveolus. So this is an alveolus.
Okay.
So if we go over to B, over there it says alveolar sac, so that's alveolar sac. So we don't have respiratory bronchioles. Don't worry about them. There's nothing to point out. So terminal bronchiole.
So two, we're skipping.
No respiratory bronchiole. Alveolus is one of these. Alveolar sac is a group of these. Pulmonary artery. Arteries are blue. Veins are red. Visceral pleura is towards the lung. Parietal pleura is away from the lung. These colors go back to systemic circulation. So this is systemic circulation. This is pulmonary circulation.
It's opposite.
Yeah, it's just to confuse you. Specifically for that.
Arteries blue, veins red.
Up here.
Yeah.
Here arteries are red and veins are blue.
Veins are blue.
But I'm not going to ask you. Put this out here. And then diaphragm. Diaphragm, all these, any one of these want to explain diaphragm. Skipping.
G?
Huh?
Oh yeah, we already did all that.
Pleura, yeah.
Yeah.
We're skipping physiology. We're going to urinary system anatomy. Started with this. You got your kidneys, your ureters, your urethra, and so that goes in there like that. Urethra. So you got your bladder here. So the male bladder. So the parts of the bladder. Let's skip, since I'm holding it here. Skip to 8 on my page 53. I don't know what page it is. 50. So part 8. Ureter, urethra. There's 3 openings down here. It's the trigone. Urethral orifice. Internal urethral sphincters, male only inside of the prostate. So internal sphincter, external sphincter. It's the pink spot there. So that's the external sphincter. So the anal sphincter is also there, but it's got the rectum inside of it, so you can't see the sphincter because there's a rectum there. So that's why I said we couldn't answer that. So we're going to do the male bladder as far as these parts. Make sure you know what a female bladder looks like. Instead of having a prostate, it's got a uterus. No internal sphincter. Okay. So that's the difference. The muscle tissue that's making up the uterus would have been the internal sphincter. So it's being used for something different. Okay.
The bladder isn't attached to the uterus, is it? Or is it just next to it?
It's kind of attached.
Yeah, so
It's loosely attached.
That's not very convenient.
Well, darn. Okay, I get.
It works, though.
Yeah, it
What are
works.
you talking about?
You know,
What a pain.
you want babies and stuff. Okay. When this is in the body, like this, urethra is coming through the prostate. This thing pointing at you, that's the umbilical ligament. So, baby's in the womb, the urine's going to the placenta this way. Once you're born, goes that way, this closes off, it's still attached to your belly button, it holds it in place. So don't call that the urethra, that's the urethra.
Wait, so if our belly button broke, would we pee through our stomach?
What?
If our belly buttons broke, like, would we pee through our stomach? Well, it's
I
attached.
don't know. And if you take it out, and fill it up, you can use it as the lining of a football. Take the pig skin on the outside and the bladder on the inside. You ever hear it called the bladders? Okay.
These guys aren't old enough to know that.
Locate the structures on a model of the uterus. We did all of, adrenal glands aren't part of the urinary system, but I did that model. So now we're doing,
Where are we at?
we're back to
Page
part
55.
We're back to part 2.
Part 2.
So I did part 1. Now we're back to
Part
part 2. Part 2, so renal capsule covering the pelvis. This is the pelvis. Cortex. The cortex actually tucks down in between the pyramids, and that's where the columns are. So the cortex is continuous with the columns.
Does it look like a pyramid?
Yeah. No,
No.
it's like a funnel.
Oh, why do they call it a pyramid, I wonder?
Because when you slice it, it looks like a pyramid.
Well, okay. Well, that's what I was wondering.
Papillae, minor calyx, major calyx, pelvis. Yay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we go to the last page. Excuse me.
That's what it was days
Did
ago.
you have
Are we, on part 2, we're only going to J, right? K through O, we're not worried about?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
You did that already. You want to do that again?
No.
You want to
No.
re-memorize all those
Did
blood
we-
vessels?
did we-
I could do that. Here they are.
Would it be easy point? Yeah, put them on the test, let's go. Easy
Did we do
points.
this?
That's what's in my hand.
Oh.
Okay,
Fail.
so the renal
Shush.
corpuscle. Okay, so the difference between a renal capsule and a renal corpuscle. This is a renal capsule, and the renal corpuscles are all these little guys. So those are renal corpuscles. Inside of the renal corpuscle is the glomerulus. The outer side of the corpuscle is the Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule has a visceral and a parietal layer, and there's the glomerulus inside. Proximal tubule here. Proximal tubule here. So now this is incorrect anatomically or histologically. So let's switch. My head. All right. So now, proximal tubule goes through all the peritubular capillaries, descending loop of Henle, ascending loop of Henle. Distal tubule crosses where the afferent and efferent arterioles are. That's where the juxtaglomerular apparatus is going to be, is right at this point. Juxtaglomerular apparatus. So now they actually show, even there's nowhere you can get from this picture to this picture because there's the distal tubule. So that's proximal tubule, that's the distal tubule. Juxtaglomerular cells, all together it's the juxtaglomerular apparatus. There's the macula densa along there like that. Upside down, no.
Proximal, distal.
Glomerulus, podocyte, Bowman's capsule, afferent arteriole, efferent arteriole, juxtaglomerular cells, macula densa, distal tubule. Okay. Lots of stuff. Should be straightforward. I don't know if this made it to the blackboard. Did I make it to the blackboard? I'll probably use that one because that is on the blackboard. Okay, and if you don't believe me, you can copy. You can